we were right in the middle of consumers and friends asking things. So this was the short answer to, is there a SQ pack in the works? And the next question comes from Martin Glöde. Who's asking, where do I get those jackets? I get this all the time. This question, I mean. Sorry.
Yeah. We do some merch, but we don't like sell it. So what we do, which can be kind of fun actually, is allow all our distribution partners to have merch. So we do provide stuff to them.
Yeah.
And you can talk to them. But we also give them all of our logos and artwork and everything else and say, hey, if you want to do it, if there's something that works well in your region or people are requesting in your region, then you can use we give them permission, to use our logos and make stuff.
So great idea to make flip-flops with SQ label and sell it to Iceland.
Yeah, so we do have like random things appear. Like it was like snap bracelets I've seen, obviously caps and hoodies and jackets and whatever.
That seems to be really the opposite of some other brands. If you think about how strong other brands think about the visual branding and how loosely or how you're open you talk about that seems unusual.
Well, we don't mind so much when stuff like that because we trust our distributors in the different regions to know. Okay, like if I make some terrible underwear with Allen&Heath written, it's probably not going to look great. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good like that. Okay. But in terms of having our own, it's something that we keep discussing every so often because we get a lot of requests to it as well.
You can't imagine how many people are asking this. So sometimes I get the feeling everybody's just watching my YouTube channel because to see if this jacket is still there. Do I wear it every day and every night? Is it my sleeping pajama or something?
Weren't you on holiday recently?
Yes. I did. That was funny. I went to Cyprus with my family and walking through Paphos, which is one of the old towns where the airport is located. And we went through the old town and I heard a band and it's just there's a band. And I just might have a look around the corner. And I caught them rehearsing and having sound check. And first of all, I didn't see the sound guy somewhere, so I thought might be a tablet guy, and but I didn't found him. So and suddenly two guys were looking. Hey, look over there, and they looked at me, and I thought, and I saw the tablet, and I thought, how? Oh yeah, I've got the jacket on. Of course, and they identified me as the expert who's looking, is the 300 hertz you want to pull out of that female vocal or something? I don't know. And it's just like it was a funny feeling to stay there and say, yeah, and making the face.
Yeah, and did you give him like a nod, like?
Yes, of course.
You've done well.
Just a. All right, boys. No, it sounded great. So I can't say anything, any bad words about it. It sounded great. It was just in this old town, just a little road, and in the old streets, very narrow. And despite of that, it sounded great. And it was an SQ7 or something standing right in the corner, and the guys having one of the pads, or Acer or Samsung or whatever pad they used. And it was fine. But I found it funny. The first band I find in Cyprus is using your product or my beloved SQ. So
you've got one as well.
Yes, yeah. Is it true that Val once said? Is it Well who said, "Oh, Jack, you made it too good"?
I think Jack does joke about that. Sometimes. So Jack looks after Avantis and DLive. Yeah. So quite often he'll be like, you've the SQs. He'll be like, well, why you've got all of the DLive stuff and like algorithms in there, like it's too good, it sounds too good, kind of thing. And then I'll be joking with him saying, well, you've got got too many channels. You've got too many
too many buses
options and too many buses. Like, so it's kind of a jokey rival thing. But I think SQ. I think we did really well with SQ, particularly in terms of the balance of like value. Basically, that's our thing.
So being here in the University for Music and Arts here in Rostock, I can tell you that a lot of the guys who learn to mix here always had the problem that they have the very expansive big consoles or CL something, great desks, CL5, CL3, all the Yamaha stuff is, I think, sounding great. But you will never, ever, or not never, ever. So if you're not trying to get bankrupt, you will not be able to own an CL5 with all the real stage boxes, but you're very well able to have an SQ with the stage boxes. And this is one of the things I think is really brilliant to have the FPGA, all this structure, all the sounds. If you have the DX, is it right? The DX preamps are the same like in the DLive?
Yep. So the DX preamps, the DLive ones. You can even, which some people are using actually, is have the DX32, which I mentioned earlier, and have the prime inputs and outputs, and they'll work with SQ. So you could have a box loaded up with the SQ is its biggest thing, or its most impressive thing for the price point is the processing and the processing quality. So you could have the DX82 and you could have those prime preamps, and that rack is quite a bit more in terms of like technically, cost wise, everything else. That's a very, very high end unit. That's the highest end preamps that we do, and you can use it with the SQ.
And it's really funny. I'm not sure if I'm engineer enough to hear the differences, because if I hear the SQ preamps, and we did recording quite a bit because of COVID and stuff, and I must say there's really we're bragging on the product now. There's so much clarity, even if you choose the 2412, the AR boxes, or the AB168, and I have to say, I'm not sure if you did them too well. So I have problems seeing it's always that. I know it's the value is and the price and the quality.
The other thing
I haven't heard the primes once though. Do you think the primes are prime?
Again, it depends what you want to do. Yes, they definitely are. But is it? You start. What's the word? I can't remember. But you start seeing you're going to have to add this much extra stuff, or this much extra cost, or this much extra development, or whatever it is. When you start getting into the prime stuff, we're using multiple converters at the same time to get the resolution and stuff like that going on. And really high end. You're trying to squeeze out the last little bits of the sound. So rather than it being I always think of it a bit like food, because you can have a meal that's convenient, that's good and great, whatever. But then you might have something subtle as a garnish that's very, very expensive or very rare or very whatever. And it's not like having a burger and then having truffle or something else. It's like having that difference. There might be a huge difference in cost, but is there that much of a difference in taste? I don't know.
If it matters to you, it is. So
exactly.
So this is the. I've had that discussion a lot with the students right here to say, I can. You can have the X32 Behringer stuff, and it's working great, and but the first time I was shocked if you compare stuff one by one. You never do that on a gig, and nobody in the audiences ever know if your Fender Stratocaster is an American relict custom shop €3,000 or if it's a Squier. It's just you, and I think the same is true for mixing gear. So we're all a bit of nerds.
I think a lot of the time that is that is the case. So what I was going to say on the preamp thing, though, which I also found quite interesting, is that although we have different preamps and they're different qualities, prime is something else. So ignore prime for a second, because that's kind of crazy good. It's just actually the gig I was doing with Jack, we were using some prime input modules, and he was like, that sounds good, doesn't it? And I said, yeah, it sounds great. He was like, yeah, it's good mics and it's good pre's. And he was like, here's my EQ, and he loves EQ, and it was just flat. Yeah. He went, there you go. It's good mics, good pre's, right position, brilliant.
Done. Yeah.
But we try to voice all of our preamps the same. So like I was saying about having lots of listening, we do lots and lots of listening with the preamps. And the point of that is that even if technically, so things like slew rate or what you might call transparency or stereo imaging or that kind of thing, although technically there might be slight differences that you could measure with that, we want things to kind of sound the same. And then there's also slight variation. So this is more of a personal thing. I haven't really measured this, so this is just me talking. But like the Q preamps are a bit more analogy, or a bit like warmer, or a bit thicker sounding, and that's cool on the Q, and that makes sense on the Q because you've got fewer preamps. Yeah. But if you then stick 128 of those preamps on a DLive, a bit like the kind of SM58, 41 type thing, you're going to end up with the layers and layers and layers of things that sound the same, that are too coloured and too fat sounding. So we have even had people go, I prefer the sound of the preamps in my Q to the sound of the preamps in my AR, whereas the AR preamps are actually GLD levels, so they're a bit higher. So I'm totally geeking out now, getting excited about preamps.
I'm having a video tonight. Get me some towels and a video of preamps.
But yeah, it's I just find that really interesting that people say, the Q preamps, I prefer the Q preamps to the GLD. Now, technically speaking, you'd say maybe the AR preamps are going to be have a slightly better transient response or something, say, or they might be slightly more transparent. Yeah. But actually, somebody might prefer the sound of the Q preamps. Yeah. Because they sound a bit thicker, so they sound great on this voice or whatever. So there's a lot of subjectivity in there as well. But overall, we try and make them sound the same so that you can mix and match, and you can get your AR and you can get your DX or whatever, and kind of what you're going for. Yeah, roughly.
I think that might be really weird if you're running two D-Snake lines and having the AR on the one, and the option card is getting the sources from the DX box, and this channel is. Also, if you get that kind of difference, you would be really disappointed, I think.
Yeah, if it's massive differences, and it's you'll definitely hear the difference, but like you say, you'll hear the difference and you'll know the difference, and yes, they're better quality preamps. Yeah. Is there other things that are going to affect it? Of course there is. So if you're the kind of person who want to make sure that every part of your chain is brilliant, go prime. Great, do it. Go prime. Yeah. But I think the other difference is, just quickly, is that with the ARs and stuff, is that because they're 48K, you have got a sample rate conversion step, which will add a slight amount of latency. So if latency is like a really huge thing for you, the AR units are going to give you a tiny bit more latency. We're talking like fractions of a millisecond, of course. Yeah. But
what was it? I know 0.7, less than 0.7 in the SQ. Yeah. So from in to out, and if you add a AR 2412, do you know the numbers?
I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it's going to be more like double that, because you've got the latency benefits of 96K versus 48K as well. And you've got sample rate conversion going on. So you've moved all the conversion away from the SQ because you've got it in the remote rack. Yeah. So that saves you some time at the SQ, if you like. But then you've got the transmission time, so it's going to be slightly higher on that. It's all different with all different boxes. But yeah, the 0.7 thing is more to demonstrate from the analog in to the analog out. It's less than 0.7 milliseconds with all processing
insane, I think, already.
It is insane.
Yeah.
It's that far. That's the thing that gets me.
Yeah.
So it's
show me a guitar player who is that close to the guitar speaker. So.
Well, it's the difference of like that to that. You know, it's not.
That sounded much better now. Keith, we're already digressing again.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's great. We got the. Maybe we try to do it a little bit more condensed. A possible queue update is Jacko Grief asking if you know something. Possible
it's not something that we've ruled out. It's a difficult thing with Q, because Q's actually, I think Q's had more firmware updates than everything else. And what I find difficult in my role is when people go, "Oh, so you don't care about Q anymore?" And it's not so much we don't care about Q anymore. It's just that it's also not an infinite thing. It's not, you can't just go, "Oh, we'll add in something that it can't do," because there's certain things it can't do. So it's not possible to do RTA on PEQ, for example. So things like that we can't do. But that's not to say we won't do another update. It does get discussed in those meetings as, what about this? Do we have time for that? Do we need to add this? Is that gonna, is that gonna be beneficial?
And I could think, I would think that Allen&Heath is a little more constrained regarding to personnel than, let's say, Yamaha. Maybe they've got infinite resources. So.
They're slightly bigger than us, yeah.
But not in the quality, my friends. Not in the quality.
That's kind of the point. And we're
I like to use my SQ. So Richard Dreyer, maybe he's from England, or Richard Dreyer if you're from Germany. DLive update. I think that it would be a good question for Val.
Yeah, Val or Jack.
See, this is how outdated my questions are, because you just did the 1.9.
Yeah.
With all the goodies, and I was so envious of some things, and I already see coming up questions. Can we have bookmarks? Can we have this and this in the SQ forums? So we'll. What makes things easier is when people tell us that stuff. That's definitely that's definitely good. And even if it doesn't look like anybody's listening, we're reading every single post on that forum is noted. So even if you just go in and say +1, that is, that counts for something. Yeah, true. Okay, where am I? There. John Janaway, ask Keith about, that one? Ask Keithjohnson about his mints. The mints. I'm not sure what that's.
Mints. I was in like
MINTS. MINTS.
Okay, so this is this is it's a trade show thing. That's where it came from. I was thinking it's merch, but it was a trade show thing where we had some mints made up, almost like a business card, pack of mints that you get as like a thing that you can hand out at trade shows. And I think there was a whole box of them that were forgotten about, put in a trunk somewhere at a trade show, brought back and rediscovered. So they're all like
fresh,
just these random tiny mints full of sweetener and probably really bad for you.
We sell them anyway.
But they were just kind of around the office for a long time. We just kept eating them, going, "Oh, here's a great. Oh, here's a great.
Have one.
Oh, he's great." Probably, I don't know. There's no out of date thing on them. I don't know when they came from. I don't remember them any. But yeah, that's all that is. That's just stupid thing. Nothing magical.
I got more of those questions, I think. Okay, Alberto Arias asked to Keith about his patience to attend phone calls. Is he patient?
No.
That's a good answer. Okay, and we've got 3 more of a guy called Val. How come we never see Keith and Kevin in the same Zoom call?
Oh, I know what that is. I don't know here, actually.
We can cut.
Had a stupid, some stupid glasses.
I think I've seen Kevin before.
Got them somewhere. It was It's my terrible accent that was kind of Australian, kind of Kiwi. But the tag team in Australia did some really cool and fun stuff online as well as part of this whole doing things. And they're a really cool bunch of guys, and they do a lot of really great work in community and doing videos and making things. And it's the Mix Wizard videos, which you can find on our sessions page.
Yeah.
And I did a little thing for that was very embarrassing, but hey.
So your alter ego.
It's my alter ego.
Okay.
Kevin.
You put another shrimp on the Barbie. So try to surprise your woman tonight, your partner. Okay. A guy called Jack is asking, why the Skoda Fabia?
Well, why not? It's incredibly practical. Mm-hmm. It's slim. It's great for the Cornish roads. It does almost 60 to the gallon. It's diesel, high torque, great for the hills around here. Yeah. It's great. What car have you got?
Oh, I'm glad you're asking. I got a Skoda as well.
Great cars.
We got the Octavia, the Skoda Octavia, which is a little bit longer, I think. And this is my measurement for what I can bring to the table if I'm asked to be a sound engineer. So we have, in my band, we have some subs, some tops as active speaker stuff. And I always say, I bring everything that I can fit into my Skoda Octavia. So this is my measurement of bringing things. So, and maybe I should get a Cooper or something. Well,
my partner's got a smart car, so
yeah, great.
She,
yeah. I bring the Q-Pack.
I did have my first car was a Mini, the original old Mini. Yeah, and I was in a band at the time, and I was the only one who drove in the band. And I do remember, having to do multiple trips to gigs and stuff, or getting a whole drum kit into a Mini Mayfair was.
Not possible.
Yeah. It was a kick drum on the passenger seat.
Oh no! The father of my wife, he used to be a drummer too. Told me about the good old days when he used his bike to get his drum set to the gigs. So he had a way to have one tom here, the snare there, and the kick drum on his back, and all the hardware stuff on the on the back part of the bike. So this is how we got to the gigs. So you can do it. Don't need a Mini, actually.
I'm just thinking of a bad punchline to that.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, we have a guy called Alex. Alex is a great guy. So by the way,
Alex is an amazing guy. Yeah.
If you ever have a problem, do not hesitate to contact Allen&Heath at the support at Allen&heath.com, I think, and write Alex all your concerns if they're technically related somehow. He's always quick, and he's always handsome, and he's always really helpful and quick. So quick and helpful and quick. So he's great. So and he is asking, what's your favorite DLive feature?
Unbelievable, Alex. I can't believe you've come in here with this question. What's your favourite DLive? I'm just wrong. No. What's my favourite DLive feature? Oh, that is a good question. It's a really good question. I think I really like MCAs because I don't fully understand them yet. It's a strange answer to the question. But
so we have DCAs, which are digitally controlled amplifiers, which is the same as VCAs in the digital realm.
So MCAs are like DCAs for monitors, but the way they work is that they're kind of additive. So if you go into MCA mode, your faders are at a midpoint. So 0 if you're on GEQ fader flip, and then you're adding or subtracting them from that monitor mix.
That's great.
And then you go back out of the mode, and then you go back into it, and they're back at 0 again. so that you can just start again, and they go out and they go into it. So I haven't quite worked out as a workflow in my head as a fast workflow, but then I don't often do monitors on a DLive, so it's
yeah. So,
really
the first thing that came to mind is really to say to have a starting point, a mix for everybody, and then go in and say, okay, and you want a little bit more, a little bit less of a certain channel. That will make sense for me. But to having it back to normal, it also makes sense. Yes, it does, because you can say again. You can say again. Yes,
give me more, give me less. Yeah.
Yes. So I think maybe that's a great idea. Feature request.
Oh no.
Okay, and there's a second part of this question, because I think he had the idea that you like this more. What is the most exciting use of an SQ you've seen? Most exciting use.
Oh. I thought that was fascinating.
Oh.
I think partly because I don't know what's exactly going on.
Yeah.
But also that it's like...
It's looks like a clean room, but it's some kind of streaming stuff.
Yeah, or a surgery that's going on, or which we have seen a few times. But then this big door, and I was like, there's just so much intrigue in.
It's in hospital. It's definitely.
So I think it's in hospital.
Yeah.
So then what are they doing then? So there's so many questions. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's great.
Anyway, I think that's probably a good, interesting one that I saw the other day.
Yeah.
First one that springs to mind. But I also have really enjoyed seeing SQs used for big gigs where a low channel count or a simple gig is needed, and somebody wants high quality sound, and because all the algorithms are correct. For example, there's a massive gig quite early on in Italy with like 1 million people or something.
And an SQ
where everything was being mixed on DLives, but everything was being routed through the SQs, because it's not like you're losing the quality of anything, and also you don't need them to do a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just a kind of saying, hey, look, these are small, useful, transparent mixes. Okay, we're not needing to mix 128 channels or 500 channels or whatever, but that's how good quality they are, that they can sit in the middle and just have everything running through them. So yeah, I like that as well.
One thing about the DLive or other bigger consoles is that you can mix buses into buses. I sometimes wish I could do a drum bus mixed into a band bus mixed into so you can cheat a little bit if you say my left right is one bonus bus. You say go into
yeah, true.
So and have the matrix as the main out, which I usually do. But that's about it. So, and sometimes coming back to the beginning of our interview, having the Pooch&Rabold, who's always talking, I do a dirty drum group and just the toms and just the cymbals, and then mix it all together and have a good corp, bad corp. So buses into buses into buses. So I think maybe it's useful, but I'm not sure if I would, for example, especially for the all one-off gigs. Where you can mess up your gain structure quite easily if you go from bus to bus to bus and have a lot of compression going on. You
can do. There's also, you can end up with problems from phase relationships of stuff, because if you go from, like you say, DLive, you can do lots of output to input to anywhere routing. Yeah. But if you start looping stuff back through the system, you start to mess up the coherency of the buses. True. And you can get into, if you're really on top of what you're doing, then it's fine. But we do occasionally get people go, well, this sounds weird, or that sounds strange, or what have I done here? And you look at it and you go, well, it's kind of, in your head, it's almost like someone with a massive patch bay where they've just like done a load of crazy patching, and you're thinking, just pull it all out, start again. Oh, yeah. I have got another
quick-fire question round for you.
Okay, great. Ready?
That was so quick. I didn't even hear any of the words.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, ready. I'm ready.
Favorite mic?
Oh.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Probably my DPAs. I really like they're just the little ones. They're only the inexpensive ones, but the
4099
pointy was.
The 40. Oh, I love that. Okay, favorite food?
Pizza.
What kind of pizza?
That's the brilliant thing. It can be. If someone said you can only have one food, you'd have pizza.
The gig I was doing with the percussion guys, they were all from Italy. So and they asked, so what do you want to eat in the lunch? I say, just order some pizza. Okay, what kind of pizza do you like to have? I like a pizza Hawaii. And they, pizza what? Yeah, with pineapple on it. And they're looking at me. You can't put pineapple on a pizza. So they were so shocked that so that's my Italian pizza. So it's never put any kind of pineapple on the pizza, guys. Don't do it.
Or Frühstück.
Oh, your German is coming back.
That's my That's my. I do love having far too much breakfast that feels like dinner at breakfast time. It's just confusing and brilliant.
English breakfast, so beans and bacon and.
It's okay.
Yes. Okay, next one. Favorite band?
Oh, just one.
Yeah.
Probably like the pizza. I'll have Radiohead. They do lots of different stuff. Thanks.
Oh yeah, that's great. Digital. Oh, favorite digital mixer. Controversial. The hashtag team mixer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for just because for many different reasons. Yeah. Probably SQ.
Me too. And your favorite audio plugin?
Ooh. Okay, well, it's kind of along the same lines. Do you know the Melder stuff? I mean, I really like the Sound Toy stuff. I think that's amazing.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But recently I've been messing around with the Melder Productions convolution plugin, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is they're like tools. And the way the guy or the company have built all the plugins is that they're all pretty similar, but they will do different things. And so they're kind of like tools, but you can automate everything and you can put LFOs on everything and you can do this multi-band convolution stuff, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can split it out multi-band and then you could have like 2 different convolution reverbs.
So, yeah.
One of the... Yeah, sorry, quick fire.
Yeah, that's actually the last of my quickfire questions here, right? So you can elaborate.
Carried away. But I was going to say right at the beginning of the lockdown, one of the things that was amazing was no planes, no cars, no whatever. Everything was quiet and lovely and brilliant. And I remember waking up at like 3 a.m. one morning and going, oh, I can go and get an impulse response under the big main road where there's an underpass.
And did you?
Yeah, so I went out at like 3 a.m. with my with my Ambisonics mic and stuff, and was stood under a main road with popping balloons. And I thought, no, nobody will come by at this time. It'll be fine. And and people going past, and I'm stood there with a balloon in an underpass
under the bridge.
3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
That does not look suspicious. No, it doesn't. Okay. Let me take a look. Oh yeah. I've prepared another fun stuff. I hope. I have some pictures for you.
Ooh.
Or not of me. Sorry. No. Pictures of. There are parts of certain Allen&Heath products, but only some parts. And I like to know if you recognize the pieces.
This is exciting.
I hope so. Okay, let me try.
Pretty going to get it wrong.
Where is it? Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah. I'm going to go with a... Zone 43C.
Let's see.
Or
oh yes, it's in zone 96.
It's close.
Yeah, it's a zone. Yeah, it's close enough. Okay, ready? Next one.
It's good. That's an AHM.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's so easy. Okay, sorry. Okay, what's this?
That is... It's an Advantist, but I can't remember which part it is.
Yeah, you're completely right. I flipped the picture upside down. So it's the part where the lower tube goes into the open part. Oh,
it's a Vantas that fell over.
Yeah. Okay. What's this? What's this?
Oh, which products have got both? Looks like it may be front panel. C1500.
You say a C1500.
No.
Do you want to call anybody? Do you want to call Val?
Psycho Val or Jack out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're
silver.
You're set on the answer? Yay!
Oh, no way.
1500. Yeah. You're true. Yeah. Okay, next one.
This is great. This is so much fun.
What's this?
That's a talkback mic of some kind. So
That's true.
What's got a talkback mic? That's black. That's built in. Oh, so a G. Let's go with GSR.
What a call, 50-50 joker, maybe. Okay, you ready?
Ah.
It's the one. Me. Okay, let's see if I've got one more. Oh, I got some. Yeah.
That's a prime card.
Of course, we've talked about. Yes.
Because that's a lot of stuff in that's really unique as well. So yeah. The red boards we do only have that in a few products. The chassis, like the surround the grille protection thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't lose the screws, which is great.
Yeah, true.
Okay, what's this?
It's like it's an SQ.
Yeah, of course it is an SQ. So,
but
all right.
it's so sad. Can you go back to that? Like how? That's terrible. That's terrible. If that exists in my head as an SQ, that a tiny bit of green.
Yeah.
That's a bit like.
And I think the white stripe gave it away.
Yeah. Clean white stripe.
Yeah. Okay, and the last one. Ooh.
Why is this stuff missing?
I don't know.
But or is it missing? It's
Yeah.
not missing. It's
I didn't remove it. It's like it is.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit bigger than this, though.
What? I can't remember what's got this holes. Okay, I'm going to go with an expander because I think those have those holes for the vents. So I don't think it's the side of an expander. I think it might be the rear expander or something being held on. So I'm going to go with the DX012.
You ready?
I still don't even know what that is.
This is the AHM64 from the side.
Oh, the side view of the AHM64.
How often do you see that if you install it somewhere? No, never.
Goodness, we know what it looks like from the side.
Yeah, finally.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, you can
Thanks
ask
for preparing those.
somebody. You can ask what are the holes for? I don't know.
Yeah.
They saved some weight maybe. All right. Keithjohnson, I thank you very much, and I hope to talk to you one day in person and have that. We have to each other. I think we have to get some beers because we had a little challenge in my videos. I put some Easter eggs, and Keith did discover some, and some he didn't. So we
But it has to go both ways.
yeah. So we also have a really big headache. So, and everybody at home, thank you for watching this. I don't know how long it will be, maybe 3 hours, maybe 20. Maybe I cut it up in some pieces. Thank you for watching this stuff with Keithjohnson, the product specialist for SQ and DLive. No, that's wrong. For SQ and Q and something else.
And Z, yeah.
Yeah. So, Keith, I hope you enjoyed it, and don't miss all the videos on the Allen&heath YouTube channel. Keith is the one who's doing them for sad products, and I hope to see much more, especially with all the new features that might or might not come. And yeah, guys, see you soon, and say bye-bye, Keith.
Bye-bye, Keith. Thank you so much.